work with this kid, and I've been working with him for 20 years. Corey Batten is his name. He's a phenomenal singer songwriter and great performer. And so we were trying to get him a record deal, and we were going through the motions of going to all the record labels. And we came pretty close a couple times, but we were down at RCA and we were playing his project for this woman, and I knew it wasn't going very good because she was watching the worst 100 storms of the worst 100 years on the Weather Channel at the same time. So I kind of figured she wasn't really into listening to what we were doing. So when we left, another A&R person came up to me and she said, "Hey, I've got this new artist, Chris Young, and he's had 3 singles. They haven't done anything. If he doesn't have a hit single next time he's gone, would you write with him?" So Corey's standing right there with me, and I said, "Yeah, if I can bring Corey." And she said, "I don't care what you do as long as you get with Chris." So we didn't really know anything about Chris, and he didn't know anything about us. And we got together, and it was one of those days where nobody liked anybody else's ideas. And it was really stressful because, one, it's hard enough to get to write with a recording star anymore, or a recording artist even. And two, if he doesn't have a hit single, he's gone. So we had to write him a hit single. So we kicked stuff around and nothing was going anywhere. So Corey is a spewer, I call him. And Garth's kind of a spewer too. You can be working on a song and they'll be over in the corner when you take a break and they're writing another song. And so one day I was fixing Corey lunch and he was getting something out of the refrigerator, and I heard him in the refrigerator sing, "All I can think about is getting you home." And I said, "What is that?" He said, "I just made that up." And I said, "Well, sing it into my voicemail." So here we are with Chris. We don't have any ideas. And I said, "Hey, wait a minute. Let me find this thing that Corey sang a while back." So I found that little snippet, no guitars, nothing, just the vocal. And I played it. And Corey said, "I love that idea." And I said, "Yeah, it's your idea." And Chris said, "Well, we don't have anything better to write. We might as well write it." So we ended up starting on writing that song. And we got to the chorus and we couldn't think of anything that rhymed with door that was clean, you know. So finally I said, "Well, how about seeing her black dress hit the floor?" And Corey said, "Well, you're just a dirty old man." And I said, "I won't argue that." And Chris said, "I'm too young. I can't sing something like that." So we kicked around other ideas for like 30 minutes, and then I fixed him lunch. And I said, "Okay, you all think about it." So Corey said he was looking around my room, and I had a number one song about standing in the kitchen with nothing but an apron on, and Ain't Going Down's kind of risque. And he said, "Chris, he's had pretty good luck with risque songs." And Chris said, "Well, we ain't got anything better to do. Let's put that in there." So we put that line in there and we finished the song that day. And Chris did a guitar vocal in my studio. And he took it down to the record label and they called me and said, "Well, we love this song. We want to cut it on Chris." And I'm like, "Great." So the next week they called, they said, "We cut the song. We love it. We want it to be his first single, but we want to change one thing." And I was kind of wondering, okay, what do they want to change? And they said, "Well, we love the title Getting You Home, but in parentheses, we want to call it the Black Dress Song." So I thought, well, the dirty old man got vindicated that his line got in the title of the song. And I think it's kind of like selling aprons. I think there were a whole lot of people that got black dresses after that. So that's a good thing.
You're going to have to open up a clothing store with just aprons and black dresses.
Now, there you go. See, you're an entrepreneur. You're a creative spirit.